to the Dean Bond Music Podcast Show, right here in Las Vegas, Nevada. I have two special guests coming up. Silk City Hot Sauce and heavy metal rock band, All Sinners. Both are bringing the heat to the Dean Bond Music Podcast Show.
How's everyone doing tonight? We have a special show planned for you tonight. We have Silk City Hot Sauce and All Sinners. Got a great show for you planned. Let me bring in the guys. Here we go. Here they come. There he is. You got Silk City Hot Sauce. And Roger, the drummer for All Sinners. There you are. Hey, guys.
What's happening?
Hey,
One more time. There you go, Roger. You got it. You got it.
what's up, Dean?
Hey, how are you guys doing tonight?
Fabulous.
I want to welcome
Thanks for
you.
having me.
I wanna welcome you.
All sinners in the house.
Only with the best podcast.
You know, I really like that song. I've been listening to it all day. Love it, man. Can you hear it, Roger?
Oh yeah, I got it. I hear that in my sleep.
Can you hear the song? So, guys, I brought you in tonight because I want to know what the hell's been going on. So, Silk City Hot Sauce and All Sinners are old-time friends. And I brought them together tonight because, first of all, Silk City Hot Sauce contacted me and sent me a beautiful package of hot sauces.
I sure did.
And then he started talking about his friend Roger. And I went, who's this Roger guy? He goes into a very popular band. And now he has this general store, like a record store, right? And tell me, I think I'm going to go up to Roger first and find out where that store is at and how you guys met to begin with. So let's do that first. Tell me a little bit of the backstory about how you met Jeff from Silk City Hot Sauce. Go ahead.
Well, we played a show in Vermont with Ace Frehley, and Jeff saw us, at that venue. And
Right.
we were on that night. We were lucky to be on that night, and not too many nights that were off, but we rocked. We had a great time. The town was real cool. Everything else. He was at a horror convention the week after, next to my store, and I walked by and he goes, "Aren't you the drummer of All Sinners?" I said, "Yeah." He goes, "Aren't you supposed to be on tour?" I'm like, "No, I own a record store across the street. I have there's no money in touring, and we're not a big band either, So it was just, and he was selling his hot sauce at a horror convention.
So pretty simple story there, Jeff.
Crazy, right?
And how long have you guys known each other now? Tell me.
I mean, that Ace show was, I think we're coming up on a year that I took my kids to see Ace because you got to get them started young, right?
Right.
And we were psyched because we listened to a lot of Kiss and a lot of rock and roll at home, and I saw on Ace Frehley's website that he was coming to Vermont. Who the hell comes to Vermont? Nobody. And except for skiers typically, but he was he was touring with that new record 10,000 Volts, which I bought the day that it came out.
Oh my God.
So can you imagine? I'm at the Ace show and we're rocking out, and and the opening band totally kicked ass, and a week later, just like a year ago, almost to the day,
Oh my.
that I saw the drummer of the band that was at the Ace show, and I'm like, what the fuck? Like it didn't even make sense. And Roger got some hot sauce actually at the horror show. He bought a 3-pack.
You bought a fucking 3-pack.
Hell yeah.
I'm back. My phone died. I wasn't paying attention to the.
Yeah, I was saying that. I was telling him at the horror show, you bought a 3-pack of sauce, and I was honored.
Yeah,
Roger, that's podcast 101. You always charge your phone before it's started.
It's been a very hellacious couple days for me, but I'm good. Well, it was a quick fix. We're good.
You know, and I'm going to play some music tonight, but not during the conversation because I want people to hear your stories, guys. And I have a lot of questions for you. And in Massachusetts, now I'm going to refer to All Sinners on this comment. You have a 5-song EP that came out in 2022. And I looked over some notes on KNEC Radio. Now, I'm very familiar with KNEC because I had some songs played on there myself back in the 80s. Yeah. And that was about when Motley Crue, my friend Tommy Lee, was on KNEC Radio. And a guy by the name of Jay Roberts, in Massachusetts contributor, and this was back in 23, and he really loves your music. And he's talking about the self-titled album, All Sinners, and it was a 5-song EP that came out in 22. And I want to talk a little bit about, he really raves about the one song, the one we've been listening to on the commercial and tonight, The Hunted. And I'm going to be playing that song a little bit tonight, and we're going to do a live video for the audience so they can see what your band's all about. Now, Roger is the drummer for the band, and there's a couple other guys that are in the band. Mike Golarz, the guitarist, Nick Testone. What does Nick play, Roger?
Nick plays lead guitar.
Okay, so we got 2 guitar players, Mike Golarz and Nick Testone. And who's the lead singer in the band?
Mike does all the vocals.
Okay, Mike does? Golarz, okay.
Correct, yeah.
That's who I see on the front, okay. And they did a radio version, an edited version of the song Hunted, and KNEC really raves about this song. And those of you who grew up in the music business, especially where I came from, it was in LA at the time. I recorded my first record in 1979, and I went on to play and headlined all the clubs in LA. KNEC Radio, KMET Radio, KLOS Radio were some of the big rock and roll radio stations at the time. KNEC was one of the bigger, more heavy metal. They were more on the hard rock side. And then you had KROQ, if you remember K-Rock. And then you had KMET, remember? Who was it that did the Led Zeppelin segment? Joe, oh gosh, I forgot his name. Anyway, those were good times, guys, for rock and roll. You know what I'm saying? Those are great times for rock and roll. That's when radio was real. That's when we got to wake up and listen no commercials or commercial-free radio for the most part. Oh, what was his name? It's like right on the tip of my tongue. He was a radio host for KLOS. He did the Led Zeppelin segment. Lad? Was it Lad? You help me out here, guys, because you're kind of from the same area or the same era that I'm in. So let's get back to All Sinners. The drummer, we're with the drummer tonight, Roger Chouinard.
Yep.
And who is the original founding members of that band, All Sinners? Roger, can you
myself and Bruce, the bass player. We used he's my very first bass player of all time. When well, we don't really know how to play our instruments now, but back when we were teenagers, we played in the basement, borrowed friends' vehicles to go to gigs and stuff, and then we refound each other now.
Okay.
We were in a tribute band type thing, and our singer inboxed us on Instagram or whatever it was, some message thing. Says, "Hey guys, I can't do this anymore. My wife doesn't want me to do it anymore. So I was like, cool. So I put out this ad just on my Facebook real quick. Hey, who wants to sing for an 80s tribute band? And Mike just writes me on the post. And the guys that we were with, 2 of the guitar players aren't with us in this project. And then the whole COVID thing hit or whatever. But myself, Bruce, and Mike, we decided. Mike started writing a few of the songs during that time when life was locked down. Yeah. And then Bruce ended up knowing Nick from other projects. And he's like, I got the guy. Because that's what I said. I was like, when Mike said that he wanted to sing for this, I even told the band, I'm like, this is the dude. I'm like, you're not going to get a better singer. And I've known him. He used to be in a band called Thought Junkie that should have been Soundgarden, Pearl Jam, that type era.
Hang on, sorry about that. Oh, hold on a second. Hang on. Whoa. Hang on, guys.
You're going crazy for all sinners.
It's all the phone calls, right?
Well, I'll tell you. I can't get it back. Hold on. I was going to play a video for you guys, but it's not. Hang on. Hang on a second. We got to close that down. I was trying to play a video that that you had out, and it was a live video. But let me see if I can grab it real quick. I was just trying to line it up. Hang on one second. Let me see here. Hang on one second, guys. Okay, Roger. There was a song I was going to play. You guys did a live show.
Yep.
And you were doing The Hunted. Where was that at, by the way?
New Bedford, Mass.
Where?
New Bedford, Mass. It was right near my store.
Okay. And you guys did a few songs that night. I have about 3 recordings on my screen tonight. And I tried to open it up. That's what happened. Let me try it one more time. Hold on a second. And what's happening is, oh, there it is. Sorry, guys. It went to the wrong one. It went to the wrong place. But I wanted to play the live version of The Hunted. And I want to show the audience kind of what your band does. And
the picture that's on the screen right now was Roger checking me out at the register. I'd recognize the vinyl on the counter.
All the money I paid you for hot sauce. So just came back to the house.
I did. It's dangerous. Yeah, next time I drop off sauce, you got to meet me down the street. Nope. It's dangerous, man. It is a dangerous store. It's a very dangerous store. Dean, take a flight, your next flight out to New Bedford, Massachusetts, and bring your wallet. Its store is dangerous.
Well, I'm afraid to go in there. It's all vinyl, right, Roger?
It's CDs and tapes. You know, it's definitely that 80s rock-esque type of setup.
Tell me your story, your history with vinyl. I'm sure you grew up like I did, listening to records.
Yeah, my dad played records all the time. And then, you know, with my uncle being who he was in the music business, collected all his stuff. And I used to own a tattoo shop, and I started buying and selling stuff. And then it just became me just buying and selling records and doing shows and flea markets. And then I just opened a store. And 7 years later, I still somewhat make a living selling records and music.
That's pretty fucking cool. Well, let me play a little video so the audience kind of gets a feel for what you guys can do on stage. And I'm going to go ahead and play that for the audience right now. Just give me 1 second. Let's give it a shot. Sing it out there. Come on, you at home, sing it out there. Come on.
That was awesome.
That was fucking badass. You know, you guys have a great sound. You know, when I was listening to that song, let me get out of this real quick. Let me get out of this. Everything is just real slow to me. Anyway, when I was listening to that song, it's so anthem. You know, there's such an anthem there. And I just found myself singing along to it. You know, and that's the kind of song you want to hit the radio wave, so people like, you know, one of my good friends was Manicati from Y&T. Remember Y&T?
Oh yeah, they're still around.
You know, they had that song Lipstick and Leather. They had a lot of Summertime Girls, Lipstick and Leather. They had a lot of these anthemy. The guitar was always just wrenching. It was always like in the lead, you know. But it kind of brings me back to the 80s, that style of music, you know, that the stuff you could sing to today, which not a lot's happening in today, like we had growing up in the 80s and 90s. What do you have to say about that as far as that goes, Roger? A little bit, how do you feel about that?
I mean, any song, the more you listen to it, the more you know it, the better you enjoy it. You know, like that 5-song EP, my buddy Joel rides me all the time and says, "You've milked this thing for so long." You know, it's been a 2-year EP, but we've been really playing a lot. You know, and we're not 18 and 19 years old anymore. We can't practice 3 nights a week. You know, we all have, you know, jobs, and, you know, the other guys have kids and everything like that. So, you know, and we're playing out, and we want to write the best songs. So, you know, we've taken a year and a half to write the new record, you know, and get it down, and, you know, and then we have to get our producer to have enough time, and, you know, the engineers and just everything. But that's what you want out of a song. You want somebody knowing it, you know. And
now, are you guys doing a lot of your own production, a lot of your own engineering, and who's doing the recordings for you guys?
My buddy Shane Frisby, he's done a lot of different things for like Metal Blade and Epitaph, and it's actually at my house. He used to live down the Cape, and he actually told me I have a great room above my garage area that I turned into an actual studio, and it's worked out. It's been pretty convenient.
It's pretty freaking awesome. And you met my friend Jeff with Silk City Hot Sauce, and this is how I came to know you guys. And I saw him in your record store. Now, tell me a little bit about your business, your record store. I only know a fraction, and so tell the audience where it's at, what do you sell, and just give us a little rundown. And if people are ever in town, you know, what can they look for in your store? And I know you have vinyl. I saw a lot of vinyl. I saw a lot of collections there, but tell the audience a little bit more about your business.
It's called Purchase Street Records. We're on all social media, well, Facebook and Instagram.
Okay.
You can find us on Google. We're 4.8 on Google. Not everybody likes us, but that's okay. I don't like everybody either. Doesn't matter. It's more of a rock and roll store. It's more of a rock and, like, you'll walk in, you can get a back patch for your jacket. You can get a pin. You can get hot sauce. You can we have CDs, we have tapes. I try to be a used store. It just works. I try not to buy too much new stuff. Everybody, if you want to buy new stuff, just go online. Like I can't have everything. I just have so much.
Okay, so I'm looking for some old Jimi Hendrix stuff. Yeah,
I got like 10 inches of Jimi Hendrix stuff.
You said 10 inches. I'm getting
That's right.
Okay, now I'm a big Janis Joplin fan. You got anything on Janis Joplin?
And she, I'll tell you that 70s stuff, it's not a crazy seller.
Okay.
A lot of that stuff is inherited records, I call it. Like
All right.
Parents and grandparents and whatever, like the Stones and Beatles, they hand them down to their grandkids because they're like, oh, I'm listening to records. Oh, I got all this classic stuff. Mm-hmm. So it doesn't sell as much as the stuff that they haven't been given to, So I try to be a little bit more modern, but I do have the classic rock stuff. 100%.
Well, and the reason I ask is I've sold collections that I've had, and as I just didn't have room for it. Albums are bulky, and vinyl, and it's great. I'm so glad it's coming back. For a lot of the new musicians out there, I interview a lot of new bands, and they're actually printing their stuff on vinyl.
Yep.
And they have all these like custom made vinyl, like 45 gauge fluorescent green vinyl. This is really thick vinyl, and they got this full cover with a 5 insert layout of all the lyrics and everything else. And I know collectors of albums, and I said, why do you collect albums? They go, we want something, I want to go back in history. I want to be able to pull one out of the slot and look at it 10 years later and go, I remember when, opposed to downloading an MP3, listening to it, and then that's it, right? We don't really get much tangible stuff when we're downloading music. We don't get to touch and feel it and look at it and look at the pictures and look at the history. And so, and now I heard that your store also carries cassette tapes.
Correct. Yep.
I don't even have a cassette tape player. So
I actually look at the cassette behind me. I had to bring them home to price them for tomorrow.
No,
all the old cases and stuff.
That is crazy. So give me an idea. So people go into your store, they can actually buy a vintage cassette player?
I try to stay away from electronics.
Okay.
It's just, I don't know. I'm probably going to sound like a jerk. I've never had luck with electronics. And then when I sell it to somebody, they don't understand it. And then they break it, they bring it back. I let the other guy sell electronics. I'm okay with it. Like
I used to be in the computer repair business, so I kind of understand.
You get it. I get a phone call at 10:30 at night. Hey, my record player's not working. I'm like, cool. I'm in bed right now. Can you call me tomorrow?
Yeah. Well, listen, I want to get over to Jeff and talk a little bit about Silk City Hot Sauce. Jeff, first of all, tell me when you first met Roger. Give me the story when you first were introduced to Roger and how you guys hooked up and what it's been like so far. Go ahead.
Right. Before actually I met him in person, I actually was at a horror show like maybe 3 or 4 years ago in his neck of the woods. I went with my buddy Damien, who actually got me turned on to vinyl records. Shout out to Damien, my mailman, and he was like when he saw Roger's booth at the horror show, he was like, "All right, I'll be over here for a while." And he bought a bunch of records, and that was just like my first time ever seeing Roger. As you could see, he's on the screen right now. Once you see him once, you're like, he kind of gets locked into your mind. You're like, fucking, and I
can't do anything wrong.
Yeah. And then years later, like I said earlier, when I took my kids to see Ace Frehley in Rutland at the Paramount Theater, a beautiful old theater that has like pink interior. The whole inside of the theater in Rutland was pink, which was cool because all sinners love pink. Here's their Live at the Whiskey vinyl record, and you were just talking about a minute ago. Cool records. Look at the All Sinners Live at the Whiskey a Go-Go. Anyways,
look at that. You didn't even show me that, Roger.
How cool is that?
That is bad.
I got
Yeah.
I got my manager over there, so we're good.
That's my copy. I'm not just friends with the band and their hot sauce manufacturer. Also a fan. Got my copy. It's signed. Pretty cool. Anyways,
Roger, I want one of those.
I'll send you out a care package. I promise.
Anyways, yeah, I saw Roger and his band play at the Paramount opening up for Ace, and then I saw him like literally a week later at another show. There's a great horror. By the way, we keep saying horror show because there's a great horror show in his area, and that comes around like 2-3 times a year. They do a halfway to Halloween and a Halloween show. That's the Monster Expo. Monster, like they say it in Massachusetts, MONSTAH, Monster Expo, and those types of conventions are a lot of fun because there's a big crossover with rock and roll and the horror people and hot sauce apparently, because I go and do pretty well selling sauce, but yeah, we started talking at the show a week after the Ace show about a year ago, about a solid year ago from right now.
Nice. So you guys have become good friends, it sounds like.
Yeah, and Roger's the kind of guy who's like, I was like, I can do custom hot sauces. I have the ability in my kitchen to do custom sauces and make custom artwork. And Roger's like, dude, I'll get you artwork. And I was like, okay, what kind of flavor? Oh, so he's like, let's do a hot sauce for the band. Would be awesome merch. And I said that would be a great idea. That would be, yeah.
You talked a little bit about, and I found some really cool videos on you out shopping. You were getting some, look at this. Hey,
look at this. You don't have these, but I have these.
Wait a minute. Hold on. Which one got? Which one you got?
I got the All Sinners hot sauce that brings the thunder and the rain. Oh, and then I have the hot spicy apple and maple syrup. You can put this on like pancakes to
I think I have that one.
Chicken, everything. Yeah, you have a version of it.
I put it on everything. I put it on everything.
Yeah. It's delicious.
Hell yeah. Thanks, guys.
You, Jeff, were talking, and I want to pull up this video. Now, hopefully I don't run into a disaster real quick. Hold on. If you guys hear a bunch of noise, it's because okay, hold on. Hang on. Hang on.
Show.
There you are. Okay. I want to roll this video because you talk a little bit more about, it's like we're on a podcast show. You can tell me all the stuff you want to tell me. But sometimes when you're in your element, Jeff, and you're talking about your business and I see you're in your element over here. Cool. And I'm going to roll this video so the people can kind of see you talking. Okay. And that you're actually talking about me too, so that's what makes it more fun.
Cool. I'm a fan of the show.
You talk about how you got interested in the Dean Vaughn Music Podcast show. And let me roll this video real quick. So stand by. Stand by, gentlemen. Let me go full screen on this puppy. There we go. Let's roll this puppy.
I hate to overuse the word collaboration, but Eli drew the label for Psycho Strawberry, Psycho Bigfoot. I'm getting them all confused because I have a psychic Bigfoot and a psycho strawberry. So if you don't get confused by that, then good for you. But I always get tripped up on that. But the psycho strawberry is awesome. Let's see if I can get it without such a glare. It features a strawberry yielding a butcher's knife, chopping up the strawberries, surrounded by habaneros, a black and white swirl, and the moon, which is pretty cool. And it looks like it's a bloodbath. So that's original artwork. The Psycho Strawberry came about because the farm that I make the hot sauce at is Dutton Farm, as everyone knows, right? Dutton Farm, you've heard it a million times. They are famous, absolutely famous in southern Vermont for their strawberry picking fields. They yield probably the most berries in the whole state. Definitely in southern Vermont, but probably the whole state. They have huge fields with strawberries and raspberries and golden raspberries, blueberries. They're known for the berries. Their logo is the strawberry. The Dutton Farm logo is the strawberry. Anyways, so as you know, I procure a lot of my ingredients, not all, but a lot from Dutton Farm. So I had to do a strawberry sauce, a strawberry hot sauce. So the Psycho
Love me some
strawberry
strawberries.
sauce
Love me some
is Dutton
strawberries.
strawberries,
Here you go.
habaneros. It's actually a blend of peppers. There's habaneros, there's some jalapenos in here, some serranos as well, roasted red peppers, balsamic vinegar gives it that nice, that really rich, sweet taste from the balsamic, which goes great with strawberries. And the secret weapon in this particular sauce is Madagascar vanilla, believe it or not.
Madagascar?
So again, that's not local, right? Madagascar vanilla comes from where? Madagascar. Very good. Give yourself 2 points.
Are you not supposed to tell the
it's
secret
a strawberry
ingredient?
vanilla.
I know. I'm
pepper
giving it
sauce.
all away.
Really good stuff. Amazing. First time I had it personally after we batched it up, pizza. So
Did you say
all
pizza?
hot sauce goes good
Pizza.
on pizza. All
So
of it.
good.
Pizza is like the perfect vehicle for hot sauce. People like
Nice.
eggs in hot sauce, but pizza really kind of works like perfect with
Okay,
like
people,
all
put
hot.
your fucking
People always
eggs.
say, "What could I do with this hot sauce?" If they're not sure, like a peach hot sauce or a strawberry hot sauce, you can't go wrong with pizza. All right, so that's the Psycho strawberry. It's not crazy hot. Don't let the name fool you. The next batch might be hotter. Every Silk City batch varies a little bit in heat depending on how hot that particular batch of peppers is. So this particular batch of peppers were not extraordinarily spicy. So it's got a nice medium heat. It's rich, it's balsamic, it's strawberry, it's peppers. That's awesome stuff. So let's get rid of that. Check out EliPorterArt.com. Check out Eli's stuff. It's amazing. He draws these meticulous, trippy drawings with little like squares and mandalas and swirls and hands. But his skulls are amazing. That's his thing, skulls. Just like on the Swamp Sauce, it's Frog and Toad on a tandem bicycle on their merry way somewhere, but they're skulls for their faces, right? So we love that. Eli's artwork is amazing. Check out EliPorterArt.com. He's our good friend. And so that's happening. Oh, we got more going on. So
I want to hear it.
I'll tell you a brief sort of like prehistory of how this came about. But when my days are complete, whatever time that is, after everyone's in bed, the kids are asleep, everything is shut down,
There we go.
we like to I like to unwind by watching a show on YouTube. And I don't just like clicking small little videos and watching 2 minutes of this, 3 minutes of this, 5 minutes of this. I'm like old school. I like to kick back and watch a nice long show. If I'm going to watch a show on YouTube, I like to watch a nice long show.
Who's going to watch my show?
The heck with like these like 60-second clips. I know everyone's got an attention span of a fruit fly nowadays, but I like to just kick back and watch people's programming, long programs. And I don't know exactly when I found the guy. I do like to watch shows about music and bands and the history of bands that I like. And somehow YouTube had put this guy's show in front of me, and I freaking love it. It's called the Dean Vaughn Music Podcast Show. As you can see right there, spelled it out for you, so you don't even have to worry about it. The Dean Vaughn Music Podcast Show. Dean is an old school rocker in Las Vegas that was playing in rock bands in the late 70s and early 80s. He was the lead singer for Danger back in the day when Motley Crue and all those hair metal bands were coming up. Dean was in the scene. And if you listen to the show, you'll know that Dean Vaughn went to high school with Tommy Lee of Motley Crue. So he goes way back with a lot of these guys. But in present time, he lives in Las Vegas with his beautiful wife, Lois, and he puts out a show every Thursday called the Dean Vaughn Music Podcast Show. And he interviews bands that you've probably never heard of, but they're putting out amazing music, and Dean has them on his show. and he promotes their music. He interviews them, but the interviews are amazing. He gets into real depth with the bands and finds out who they are and when they started making music and what instruments they started playing when they were little and how they graduated to becoming rockers and pursuing a dream of playing music. So anyways, I've been watching the show for months, and sometimes I comment on the show and say, wow, this, it's great stuff. Awesome music. Thanks for turning me on to this band, Dean. Love it, love it, love it, love it. And then as I do, because I run a hot company, I will reach out to a show like Dean and say, I'd love to get involved somehow, maybe do a little sponsorship or something. Dean responded and said, I'd love to work with you. I said, before we do anything, let me send you some sauce. So I did. He gave me his, mailing address, and I shipped Dean Vaughn Music Podcast Show a sample box of hot sauce. Not surprisingly, Dean and his wife Lois loved it, and we're sort of working on some sort of way to get for Silk City to be more involved with the Dean Vaughn Music Podcast Show. But we're gonna get things started in an incredible way. Dean's gonna have me on his show February 13th. February 13th, Silk City Hot Sauce will be a guest with Dean Vaughn on the Dean Vaughn Music Podcast Show. So while Dean and I were going back and forth talking about all these awesome details, I told him that I have some really, really awesome friends in Massachusetts, Boston, Mass, out of Boston, Mass, that have an amazing band that I've also done a collaboration with. And if you haven't been following me on social media, then you missed it. But we did a sauce for the All Sinners. Roger of the All Sinners is famous for his Purchase Street record shop in New Bedford, Massachusetts. It's the coolest heavy metal record shop probably in the country, definitely in the Northeast. It's friggin' incredible. My history with this band, All Sinners, goes back a couple of years when I was doing horror shows, setting up as a vendor at horror shows. And one particular show, there was a guy, this really cool looking rock star dude, was set up selling vinyl records. And my good friend who got me into vinyl records was avidly collecting vinyls and couldn't believe the selection the guy had of vinyl records at the show. It was incredible. I mean, usually when you go to a record shop, if you collect vinyl records, you see the same old shit. You see the Billy Joel, I don't even know, Genesis, Tom Petty, maybe a couple of dirty Beatles records kicking around, you know what I mean? But this guy has heavy metal, every band you could ever imagine.
All right, let's talk about.
Did I have all my facts?
Yeah, you had all your facts. I think you did. Roger, let's talk more about your record store and everything that Jeff was just basically saying. Let me see if I can bring in the music real quick. Hang on. There's a lot of moving parts over here on the podcast show. But tell me a little bit. Well, I'm playing your song, by the way. Believer?
Yep. That was the first song that we wrote. Well, Mike
like
brought to the table and we all wrote.
This song kicks ass, man. I didn't listen to this one. And I'm kind of liking it. Maybe the audience might like it too. Let's see. Hold on one second. Very nice. Wow. I know Roger only played the tail end of that song, but I'll tell you, I'd like to go back and listen to that song from the beginning. For the audience out there, we're talking with the drummer for All Sinners out of Massachusetts. And we're talking to Jeff Levine, who is the creator and operator of the Silk City hot sauce, which I've had the pleasure to taste. And he sent me a package out, and man, that is the best stuff that I've had in a long time. And you could put it on anything, man. You could put on pancakes, tacos, burritos. There's a slurp, there's a sauce, there's a habanero sauce, and you get it in 3-packs, I think 6-packs. And we're going to show a little bit about that later on. If you look at my back screen, you can see it passed by, and he has everything. And if you're ever out in where are you at again, Roger? Where people, if they're out visiting you?
The store's in New Bedford, Massachusetts.
New Bedford, Massachusetts.
Yeah.
Okay. And if you're ever in the area and you might be traveling through, be sure to visit the, what was it called again?
Purchase Street Records.
Purchase Street Records. And I will put some links at the bottom of the show tonight so you can click on and get directions and all that good stuff. And you can also find the links to buy. Now, you do sell online, correct, Roger?
I try not to.
Okay.
I like people coming to the store and actually, how can I say, get something, I don't like sending stuff out. It gets damaged or.
Yeah, I got you.
I like people, if you're going to come to a store, you just don't want to see the same old records, the same old, just whatever. I want to have really good stuff. It's probably, that's why I don't make any money, because I have all the good stuff at the store. If I put it online, it would sell in seconds.
I got you. Well, it's always better to hand it over to the customer.
Correct.
Instead of putting it through UPS or any of the other shipment.
But I'll send out All Sinners stuff with hot sauce, though. I will mail that, of course.
Yeah. And Jeff did a great job of sending me out a full package. Jeff, tell me a little bit more about Silk City hot sauce. You got a brand new hot sauce that just came out. Why don't you talk a little bit about that and how people can find it online, okay?
You bet. Yeah, I was going to say I ship, no problem, at silkcityhotsauce.com. But lately I've been coming out with sauces literally today. I was at the farm today before we went on air, and just bottled something. I'll show you something before I show you that.
Absolutely.
I have one sauce that's been like kind of just totally rocking. People are going crazy for it. The Psychic Bigfoot. This is the Psychic Bigfoot. This is amazing. This artwork is so cool. My friend Christopher Gendron at Art Muffin, art.com is his business. Okay. Art Muffin. He had already created the Psychic Bigfoot character, and I've loved it for a long time. It's so cool, and it's got the third eye. And
nice.
I was with Christopher one day, and I said, that's a fig habanero hot sauce. He goes, it is? I said, yeah, it is. I said, can we do that? He said, yeah, we'll work out the details and, figure out how that works. Cause he's an artist and sells his stuff, but, we worked out a deal, and the sauce itself is figs, like I said, habanero, balsamic, and apple cider, local Vermont apple cider. Mm-hmm. So it's sweet, it's savory, and it's rich, and it's habanero. So it's pretty hot. It's pretty hot. I label it. Can I
put that on my smoked ribs? Can I put that on my?
Oh, F yeah, definitely.
Smoked ribs. Oh yeah, I just got my new pellet smoker, and I've been cooking ribs lately. I did some St. Louis ribs the other night. Now, would that be good on my ribs? I mean, I didn't even think about it.
That would be amazing on the ribs, and I'm gonna have to mail out a Psychic Bigfoot to the Dean Bond Music Podcast headquarters ASAP.
I wish you would. And also, I want a recipe. I think you should have a recipe, a barbecue recipe on a smoked pellet grill, which I just got, for ribs and tri-tip and all that good stuff. Mainly ribs, probably.
I'll put your recipe on the website, Dean.
I want your recipe.
for my smoked rib. I'm going to work on it. We're going to do it. This is brand new. This bottle is literally still hot.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. This bottle is still, it
There's
feels
no
warm.
label. I'm in moonshine. There's a moonshine.
Yeah. I use this flask sometimes. They look really cool. And this is brand new. As you said before, I've got everything under like Silk City hot sauce, but I really like the old timey look too. Like if you were going to go in a general store, like 120 years ago, you would see something like this. So I have this little side brand called Bluebird.
Okay.
Bluebird. I was at my window one day coming up with all these ideas to make an old timey brand. I was literally out my window about 5 years ago, and I was looking out my window and I said, what the hell should I call this old timey little brand of old fashioned stuff? And I kid you not, a beautiful bluebird with an orange little belly just flew down and landed on the windowsill right on the opposite side of the window where I was standing. And I said, I hear you loud and clear, Mr. Bluebird. So I reached out to a friend, a fine artist, a really nice artist, and he hand drew the bird on the label. And this is brand new. This is similar to that syrup that you guys were just showing off a minute ago. This is Vermont apple cider. It's cooked down like for a long time. We actually started yesterday cooking the apple cider down, cooking it. The big giant 60-gallon kettles got really hot at one point and started to like ooze like a witch's cauldron. It was and I infused it with ghost pepper. So this one's even hotter. Okay. This is the hottest sweet syrup that I've done so far. Nice, it's it's an apple cider syrup. So this is another like amazing thing for ribs or barbecue or pancakes or people like use this for cocktails too. You can use this for like a hot toddy or an old fashioned.
That is bad to the bone. You know what I'm saying? It's bad to the bone. You know what I'm talking about.
So this is literally hot off the press. This is brand new. I just uploaded it on the site earlier, like about an hour ago.
Hey, Roger, have you tried that sauce yet?
No, he hasn't sent to me yet. He will though.
I will.
I'm not the only one that's been left out.
I will. I'm going to be in Roger's area next month. There's a couple things going on. I'll be out there.
I'm listening to your songs right now, and Roger, and I'm trying to be discreet about it. But I've got a few on the screen right now, and I want to kind of rock out a little bit, okay? Because I got this. Okay. I got a rocking audience out there. Buried Alive, and you got Hunted, and you got Believer. And we've been playing the crap out of Hunted tonight. But what would be your choice? What's your favorite song out of those four?
Sometimes we start the shows with Rise Up. Rise Up's got a really good kick into it.
So Rise Up, I got on the bottom. I got Rise Up here. And I just want to kind of play it and just to kind of, can you hear it?
Yeah.
Okay. Let me give it a crank real quick. Turn up your radios, people. If you're driving down the road, crank it up. If you're watching the show, you got it. Here we go. Get too close. We've been pushed to the edge, trying to make us suffer. We'll keep fighting until the end of the road. Gonna break down your terror walls. We ain't never ever gonna fall. We're back, clenched fist, and a shot to the face. Don't make us use violence. Just leave making the shit out of this song. Guys, that sounded fucking awesome.
That's a big meow.
I think my singer's been.
Roger, let me interrupt you for a minute. You got a visitor tonight, and I believe he's your other guitar player.
Yeah, no, he's my singer, and I apologize if he does anything wrong in advance.
Can we? Hey, with your permission, can I bring
my friend
Michael Golarz? He's entered the waiting room. We're going to bring him in right now. The lead singer for All Sinners is live.
Make sure he's not on the toilet.
On the Dean Vaughn Music podcast show. Let's bring him in, people. Let's bring him in. Welcome, Michael Golarz.
Oh boy. This is when the show goes downhill. Right now.
Yeah. This is when the show gets exciting. Michael, welcome.
I don't know if it gets exciting, but
welcome to the show, Michael. How are you?
Thank you very much. I've been in this little booth all day doing vocals for the new record.
I heard a little bit about it. Tell me what's going on.
Oh, well, we've.
By the way, you look good. We didn't get a sound check or a light check, but
thank you. It's because I have an iPad. Roger's doing everything on his phone.
I just learned I could turn off things so it doesn't make noises on my phone too. It's a new day for me.
Yeah, I'm set up for this stuff.
Michael, tell me about the new music you got coming out, and tell the audience what to expect. What you got coming out?
I still don't know. I mean, just a couple days ago, I had like 2 more songs to finish lyrics to.
Okay.
So we've had the music for a while, and for me to write lyrical content and do all that stuff, it takes inspiration and it takes a lot. And I'm not a wordsmith, and I'm not a poet, so I sit with stuff for a long time. So we've been playing the music for a while. Look at you! You got your beer. I got my vodka.
That's a lot of vodka. Right there.
It's melted ice. It's melted
I got my
ice.
Burger King glass.
It's melted ice. It's got soda in it too.
Oh, I love it, man. So tell me more about this new album. Where you been all day?
I've been in this booth. I'm going to be in this booth all day tomorrow too, because basically 2 days ago I finished the lyrics and the lyrical content for the last 2 songs, and so what I basically do is I'll bass record them, rough record them, send them to everybody and say, hey, tell me it sucks or tell me it doesn't suck. And then
Michael, where are you at tonight, first of all?
I'm in my house. I'm actually in my vocal booth.
No. What state?
What
are you
state?
in?
Massachusetts. We're all in Massachusetts.
So you guys are all local.
Yeah.
The reason I ask is I'm used to talking to bands from around the world. I want to see if you guys are in the same state or the same county or the same city.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
We're all in Massachusetts, and we're all around each other, around Boston.
Okay.
Around Boston.
Okay. All right. Okay.
I gotta find my volume on this.
Yeah, Boston. You know what I'm talking about. Boston. Yeah. All right.
So I usually rough stuff, and I send it to everybody and say, hey, tell me this sucks or it doesn't suck, and I can keep going in this direction.
Okay.
And so that's where I'm at now. I've roughed every song. I've permanently recorded 4 of them. I've been in this booth all day today doing that for the first 4 songs. And tomorrow I'll be in this booth all day tomorrow, doing the next 3 or 4, depending on how happy I am with stuff. So in the next 3 days or so, 4 days, I'll be done, and then bring everything to rehearsal on Wednesday and say, hey, I need you guys to do backups on this stuff, and then uploading it.
Okay, so everybody be getting ready for All Sinners. They got some new music coming out.
Fucking A.
And you just heard it tonight from the lead singer and guitar player, songwriter, Michael Golarz. And now, Mike, I want to go all the way back to your early upbringing. And I always do this with my guests. I like to know when and how did you get started in music? And were your parents very supportive of everything you did growing up?
You want to know the truth about this?
I want to know the truth, and I want you to bring it forward.
My mom tells me this story.
Okay.
And she's we haven't diagnosed it yet, but I think she's starting to lose it a little bit.
Well, whatever.
She tells me that when
mother.
she was pregnant with me, they went to see Jesus Christ Superstar. And their seats were right in front of the speakers. And when the music started, I started,
How old were you?
I was in the womb, pal.
Oh, you were rocking out in the womb. Holy shit, man. All right. So you're kicking and screaming. All right.
I mean, honestly, it's the basic story of all parents. They gave me piano lessons when I was in 3rd grade.
Yeah.
5th grade, we get to pick an instrument. I picked saxophone. And about high school age, I was like, oh, shit, none of my rock and roll favorites have saxophone in it. I don't like Bruce Springsteen. So
Sorry, Bruce.
I actually like Bruce Springsteen now. But I actually was like, okay, I need to do something else because I like music. I'm going to play guitar.
Okay.
Taught myself to play guitar, got with my garage band friends. It's the same story as all of us, man. It's the same story. It's the same story. And then somebody was like, hey, we need a singer. I'm like, I'll try it, and
I'll give it a shot.
Yeah. And I got lucky around 1992, 3. My girlfriend at the time was classically trained singer, and I was in a grunge band, and I was like, hey, teach me a few things, so, and it's just been upward from there, kind of
Were you ever a Black Crowes fan?
I fucking love Chris Robinson. I love Rich Robinson. I've seen them a ton of times. Chris Robinson is a badass, and Rich Robinson is.
So when did you really get moving in rock and roll or heavy metal? Tell me what year, and what was your biggest influence in heavy metal rock and roll growing up, or when you actually got serious about music?
Well, this is kind of funny because I got into music. And then late 80s, I got into hair metal.
All right.
You're
talking about like Warrant, Motley Crue type of stuff?
Yep, absolutely.
Okay, Poison.
And I missed the late 70s stuff. I missed Priest.
Yeah.
I missed
some good stuff.
The Black Sabbaths, I missed, and that's not late 70s, that's early 70s, but I wasn't into it at the time. I was into other stuff. I remember my early days was Kiss. Everything was Kiss. And then, I went right into grunge. Okay. I went into Chris Cornell. I went into Pearl Jam, I went into all that stuff. And so I lost the group I was running with and the music I was in. It wasn't cool to like hair metal, so I forgot my roots, right?
Yeah.
So I heard Roger tell the story earlier of he posted on Facebook, does anybody want to sing for a 80s tribute band? And I was in tributes at the time, and I was like, yeah, me, man. If I got the time to do it, I'll do it. And so he was like, are you serious? I'm like, yeah, if I have the time to do it, I'll absolutely do it. So I started practicing with these guys. We started opening for our idols, LA Guns, White Lion, all these people. And it was like a rejuvenation of my musical, upbringing. And I really started to enjoy it. And then when we were doing these cover tunes, they're like, okay, we're going to do, not Living After Midnight, but Down the Highway, Judas Priest songs that I had never done. After midnight. Yeah, but all these Judas Priest songs or all these other songs that I had never really dove into. And when I've been listening to the shit to learn the shit, I was like, how did I fucking miss this? So it was like it's a rejuvenation for my musical career, writing this All Sinner stuff. So like when everyone was like, oh yeah, you guys like the 80s stuff and all this stuff, I'm like, yeah, but I'm picking up back on people that I should have been listening to, and it's like, it's crazy,
Well, can you tell me how All Sinners got started? Who thought of the name of the band, All Sinners? I'd like to know, first of all, and why?
That was Roger. You there?
Yeah,
Roger?
yeah.
Are you responsible?
Yeah. He came up with the name All Sinners. I don't remember what else we were throwing around at the time.
Tell me how you come up with the name.
There was a lot of dumb names that they were throwing around. I'll tell you that. Him and Nick get together. That's like they're the new Toxic Twins. That's what those two are.
I'm surprised you weren't like the hot sauce city rockers, something like that. So that would have been a great name. Hot City Rockers, man. So tell me, All Sinners. I mean, okay, so some people might take that name and misinterpret it. So are you worried about that, or do you even give a shit?
No, because we've had a ton of people. They're like, you guys religious band like Striper? Which, you know what? I'm not opposed to, man. I write a lot about mortality. I write a lot about relationships. I write a lot about experience in relationships and beliefs in mortality and what the fuck is out there and what's gonna happen. What's gonna, and
the fact that we are all sinners, and so that name
absolutely
kind of fits society basically.
If you know anything about religion, I grew up Roman Catholic. Yeah, like a lot of people did. That's what I was drilled into my head. So it's like we're all sinners. We're all sinners until we confess.
Let's get that out of the way real quick. We're all
But
sinners.
that's what Roger came up with, and I was like, you know what? That's a great.
It is a great name. It is a great name because it has a subliminal direction to where people, Jesus Christ, and we're all sinners, and
it's everything that we were brought up on.
And
right? You got to believe in something.
You got to believe in
something.
Yeah.
We're all gonna go somewhere.
We're not perfect. We're definitely not perfect. No. But I want to come back over to my friend Jeff, who is the Silk City hot sauce guy. And
badass hot sauce, by the way.
Thank you, Mike.
Mike, have you had a chance to try some of it? Mike?
I've got All Sinner hot sauce in my pantry and my refrigerator, and I've got the newest Purchase Street Records Maple in my.
Oh yeah, right on.
I don't even have that one. So, but tell everybody how they can get a hold of your hot sauce and all that good stuff, and also I want to know your experience with the band All Sinners. Have you had a chance to go see them play? Yeah,
definitely. So if you want to check out my sauces, they're always available 24/7 at silkcityhotsauce.com, silkcityhotsauce.com, and there's a store there, and there's always a few flavors that are consistent, and there's always new flavors that kind of come and go because
That All Sinners one's not going to come and go, right?
No, that one's here to stay, especially for you guys. But like, I'm not in a band. I wish I was, and I wish I was a rocker. But I mean, don't we all?
You want to do some tracks on a new album?
That'd be awesome. That would be awesome.
You could do some bottle clanging. So do bottle clanging in the back with the hot sauce.
But I think I might be able to relate to like musicians in the sense where like I'll have a flavor, I'll have like a bunch of flavors, and then I want to like write a new flavor, if that makes sense. And it's like, you know, I've got like 4 that have been kind of kicking around for a while, and even though people might love them, personally I get inspired to make something new. I might just be walking down the street and think I need a hot babe on the bottle. That's my wife, and
good save.
And do a
guys, I see a song.
Do another song. So I'm up here, like, you know, in Southern Vermont making hot sauces, loving rock and roll, and I saw these guys open up for freaking Ace Frehley at the Paramount Theater in Rutland, Vermont. And I mean, we love Kiss. We're a Kiss family. We're an All Sinners family now too. I mean, if you guys could only see little tiny kids rocking out next to the wood stove.
Michael or Roger, can you tell me a little story about hanging out with Ace? Can you give me like a little tidbit?
I got a great story.
Give me a little tidbit. Come on,
Raj. How many shows? We did like a 3-show run with Ace.
Yeah, we've seen him once.
Yeah, but we did a 3-show run with him, and then we just played with him again.
Okay.
But Ace legit goes on. Okay, so say he goes on at 10 o'clock. At 10:02, 10:03, his SUV pulls up at the back of the venue, and he gets out of it, walks directly on stage, and plays. There's no sound. He doesn't do sound check. He doesn't do anything.
You don't do fucking sound check at all.
So the first time we did a run with him, Roger is friends with his road manager because they worked with Overkill, right, Raj? Overkill?
Yeah. Long time.
Yep. They worked with Overkill together.
Okay.
And so he's like, hey, the first night the show was, for him, was terrible. For us, it was great. For him, it was terrible. Sound issues, all kinds of stuff.
Right.
He's like, hey, tomorrow night you guys can, you know, hang with Ace and talk to Ace. Blah, blah. Next night, great show. We go in the dressing room. They have a table, and he's sitting on a couch, and he's just sitting behind it, ready for people to like come in.
Right.
And I wasn't expecting much because I met some of my idols, and I was disappointed. I'm not going to tell you which ones.
Okay.
Because there's still opportunities there.
I've been there.
But we walk in, they bring us into the dressing room, and Ace legit got up from the couch. He wasn't expecting. He came around the table, walked up to us, and he comes up to me, because I've seen him these last few days. He zooms right in and goes right on stage, and he comes up to me, shakes my hand, and goes, "Hey guys, sorry I missed the show. I was late tonight." And it's like, dude, you're late every fucking night. But it didn't matter. He had the respect to like,
yeah, he apologized. That was okay.
Yeah, because Phil went in, the manager, and was like, hey, this is All Sinners. They've opened up for you for the last 3 nights. And he got up and he was like, you know, super cordial. And he's got that Ace Frehley, you think he's wasted sway, you know, where he's like tilted to the side.
Right.
And but it was awesome, man. I mean, because
so he's a pretty nice guy. Nice guy.
Super nice.
Yeah, he was nice, but he was like, I missed the show tonight. I was late.
You know what? The interviews I've seen of Ace, he's a very nice guy. It doesn't seem like he has a huge ego where he's like, I don't want to hear about it.
No.
He wants to know about everything. He wants to talk to you guys. And he sounds like a great guy. And Kiss, come on now. Everybody grew up with Kiss. Just listening to the show tonight, who hasn't heard of Kiss? And who didn't have their lunch pail growing up in junior high or even elementary school.
Yeah, but listen, man, when you think about your parents and you think about all this stuff, I do this all the time. My dad just turned 82, but Ace is 70, what, 3?
73 now, okay.
All these guys are 74, 75 years old. It's like, I don't want to be bothered. I want to, and every time I see these guys, I'm like, that's my dad on stage.
That's my dad. Ace Frehley is a fucking legend.
And I'm like, my dad doesn't do anything but sit and record.
Hey, do you think Kiss is done? Are we going to hear from Kiss again in our future?
Nope.
Are you think they're really done? They're really done?
Yeah. I think Gene's going to keep doing what he's doing because now after he took the makeup off and he's doing all these shows now with the Gene Simmons band, he looks like rejuvenated. So I don't see him like throwing all that shit back on again.
I tend to agree with you on that. Like so many bands say, we're done. This will be the last tour. They sell all the tickets and they come back out and do it again.
Well, they were doing that when they were like 60 something. Now they're 70 something.
But the Rolling Stones are still playing.
Dude, I just saw the Stones and I'd never seen them before. I was like, holy
Mick Jagger's, shit. Was he 80 something, right?
83, I think.
83. Holy shit, man.
Yeah, right?
So, it's funny
we
because
could all be so lucky.
We grew up in the best era of rock and roll music, going from the late 60s to 70s through the 80s. We got to see the 90s, and here we are, 2K, and we're watching these bands come back again. And I'm in Las Vegas, guys, and they're all here. Tommy Shaw from Styx. Tommy Shaw's on tour right now. He's leading Styx through Las Vegas. We have some of the old hairband rockers. I think
Sebastian Bach, Phil Lewis.
Sebastian Bach's all over the place. Love that guy. I wish you'd come on the show, Sebastian, if you're listening. I want to talk to you. But there's so many old rockers that I grew up with.
Let's not call them old.
I'm not old. I'm 61. Look, when I was 14 years old, I recorded my first record at 16. And so that was 1979 is when I recorded my first record. Now, in 1981, I recorded another record. And then I went on to play shows in Hollywood, and we toured a little bit, played with Lita Ford. I did some shows. And now when Poison came out here, they opened up for me. Now, I was playing at a club in Azusa, California, a little Mexican bar. And I look over and I see these 4 blonde-haired kids, and I go, who the fuck is this? And this guy comes back, and his name is Brett. And he says, how do you make it in LA? What do I got to do? How do I make it? And is there anything you can help me out with? And I said, well, I'll tell you, first of all, they're not going to pay you. And second of all, I hope somebody's backing you, helping you out a little bit. And third of all, play everywhere and anywhere you can. If they'll let you play, go play and do a lot of promotion, do your marketing and all that good stuff. And I remember I was coming out of the Forum. I was watching Queen or some big rock band, Judas Priest or somebody, and there's Poison at the bottom of the ramp coming down the Forum, and there's all 4. There's Brett and Cece, and they got a big poster in their hands with the 4 corner posters, their picture. He goes, hey, Dean, what's happening, man? And I go, man, you're doing the right thing. Keep going, guys. You're going to make it one day. And they did. Very shortly after that, they made it. But, playing rock and roll in the 80s was very tough because we didn't have the internet like it is today. We weren't able to record a song and put it out in front of 1 million people the next day. Back then, it cost a lot of money to put out a CD, as you know. So were you guys around back when it was difficult? And what kind of music were you playing at the time? And I want to go back to Roger real quick. Were you playing back in the mid-'80s, Roger?
I graduated in 89. So
okay,
I started.
Don't tell people that.
I don't care.
But did you have to deal with like the non-internet, environment where it cost a lot of money to put a song out?
Yeah, I mean, we recorded, put out tapes, and CDs on it. Honestly, CDs were so expensive.
Very expensive.
Putting, flyers on gas stations.
Back in that day, we had to find somebody to like not support us, but my original band, Thought Junkie, back in that day, which was called Shangri-La at the time.
I remember Shangri-La. Were you guys in LA?
Yeah, the Shangri-Las were going to the chapel, and we got a cease and desist.
Yeah, he was in that band.
Yeah. No, but we got a cease and desist for using the name. But you need to find somebody to believe in you, to put up the money to put out your demo.
Right.
That's what it was back in the day.
Well, Motley Crue, they had a guy put up his house.
I don't know that. Who was that?
Well, a good friend of mine, Tommy Lee. Motley Crue. And the reason I mentioned them is because I grew up with Tom and we went to high school together. And Vince came to our school and met Tom. And so Leather Records was
he on a plane?
Oh my God, I don't know.
I'm joking.
Yeah, he's
terrible.
I won't even get into that. I won't even get into that right now. But I always talk about the 80s, because they were so grinding, But let me back up a minute. Hold on. Now, I want to remind people that we're taking calls into the show tonight. And if you're not watching, I'm going to give you the number. The number is area code 669-444-9171. The secret code to get in is 702-927-2226. So call into the show tonight, talk to the band, ask them questions I would probably never ask. And Silk City Hot Sauce is standing by to answer any questions. He might even send you out a free gift. I don't know. But the first caller into the show tonight gets a free coffee mug. You see that mug up on the screen there? That is a mug. It's beautiful, by the way. And I'm going to get mine like tomorrow. They get a mug of All Sinners and Silk City Hot Sauce. So call into the show right now and let us know you're listening and just talk to the guys. And I also want to give a shout out to the people in the chat room tonight. By the way, guys, we are on 5 social media sites. Let me just look over here on Facebook.
All in. I'm going to throw in a bottle of Psychic Bigfoot. I'm going to back up all that talk.
All right. So if somebody calls in, they get a free bottle of hot sauce.
I'm just going to throw in a microwave.
I'm gonna give you Mike's personal phone number, and you can come over his house and he'll cook food. You can for the pool party in the summertime. He throws great pool parties.
Oh my God!
Hey!
What do we got in
pool parties?
Let me see who I got in the chat tonight. I'm looking over here. I've got Steve
Jimmy
Peterson.
James just won.
Usually I'll have Tom Hardy in the chat. We have Almost Famous in the chat tonight. Lois Larimore. And we also have Troy Audie.
Deck.
Oh, it's Hollywood Troy.
Yeah.
Troy Audette. Is that what it is?
Yeah, he's
Hollywood
a buddy of ours.
He's checking you guys out tonight on the chat room tonight.
He ain't got much else to do.
Yeah. He's
our buddy. He comes with us everywhere.
I got you. And over on Facebook, we got a few people checking out the show. Let me see if I can get in there. Dean Vaughn Music. They love your music, man. Everyone loves your music. And I am just looking for it. Hold on. Where you at? There you are. Dean Vaughn Music. So you got a lot of fans out there tonight, All Sinners and Silk City Hot Sauce. We really want to bring you guys forward tonight on the Dean Vaughn Music Podcast Show. Let people know what you're doing. And my job is to expose you. And I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, but the good thing is if you have music that you want people to listen to and download and hot sauce to buy, I'm the guy. I'm going to bring you guys forward in 104 countries, by the way. When this show is done and tomorrow I post-edit it, I'm going to bring you guys in front of 104 countries on about 50 different platforms of podcast streaming platforms tomorrow night. So there are going to be people that listen to you and could possibly log in and download your music or give a call to Jeff and buy some of his fabulous hot sauce.
Yeah. So
I'm kind of hoping that this show really gets out there. It's starting to grab hold. I got a lot more viewers than I can actually see. I had 34,000 people watch the show in the last 90 days. So
Good for you.
there are people watching the show, and I haven't done. I'm kind of commercial free, guys. So people are watching this show commercial free, and that's kind of what I like to do. Is I like to keep the show rolling, keep our stories moving, and so people can enjoy what they're listening to and all that good stuff. So I really enjoyed you guys being on the show tonight. We're probably going to head towards wrapping up a little bit. Now, tell me, Michael, is there something you would like to say to the audience as far as listening to the new stuff and to be looking out for the new album? So go ahead and tell people what you think.
Yeah, new album's going to be uploaded hopefully this week, next week. We've got some surprises coming out too. We did a couple things that we haven't released, music videos, stuff like that. They're going to be coming out. They're going to be really fun. Other than that, I mean, it's like we always are releasing stuff, fun stuff, cover stuff. Acoustic album comes out. Raj, what date's the acoustic album?
Is it going to be the same kind of music that you've been putting out for the last few years?
Yeah, well, the first stuff that we put out was 4 songs, and we were tasked to put out 10. So a lot of a little bit changed. So we've got stuff we can't announce. We can't announce it because of contractual. Stuff. But yeah, Roger.
We look at. Now I want to play this song, "Buried Alive."
Yeah.
Tell me, is the music going to be similar to this coming out?
There's
Couple songs.
Okay, I like that drive, man. I like that slow groove. Drums are pumping. Guitars are big. And you know what? I forgot to mention your vocals. Your vocals are badass. First of all. Second of all, here's what I like about your vocals. I'll give you a little review. The breathiness of your vocals when you need to be up front and breathy, and then your screaming talent. The fact that you can belt it out. And I'm a lead singer too, so I'm on your page. I'm gonna play this song. Let's listen to it. Buried Alive.
Tell me what was it really for? 'Cause it's left me
badass. Now that song, I didn't listen to that. Now it's a badass song right there. Buried Alive by All Sinners. And what a great hook line and chorus on that. And when was that song written, and who was involved in the creation of that song?
That song was written probably about a year and a half ago.
Okay.
Somewhere around there, Raj. And
Yeah.
that was one that I brought to the band. Well, where are we at right now? I forget what year, but I brought that one. I like to bring stuff to the band that is, the egg, and then let everybody do their thing around it. So the melody's there, the basics are there, and then I write the lyrical content, and we're at a different level now. I don't know, so.
Well, so your collaboration, you're the lyricist as well. What's tell me about the collaboration process, and who's involved in that, and how does it get started, and how does it end?
So like this album now, I had never in my career played with a guitar player like Nick, who's like a shred master, all that stuff. So I've always been the primary songwriter for for the stuff that I've been in, other than Thought Junkie. And so when I came into this, I had never written stuff. I usually wrote stuff on acoustic guitar. So like, chord structure, chorus, hook, songs written. Nick writes riffs, badass riffs. And I didn't know how to write to that. I'm like, how do I write to this? I don't know how to. So when All Sinners started, I had to adapt to Nick writing stuff. And we really keyed into each other. I told him what I needed. He told me what he needed. And that's kind of what happened. And so this whole new album is a lot of his stuff that we wrote all the music to, and I had to sit in this booth that we're sitting in right now, where my microphone is like up there.
So you're in the studio. Yeah,
that's where I'm at. This is where I do my thing. It's
where all the magic happens right there.
Yeah, but I'm in a closet under my stairs into my basement that I built into a vocal booth. This is
it works.
This is the reality, people. What we have to do.
Yeah.
As musicians, this is the reality.
Doesn't have a microwave like mine.
No, you got to have the microwave. So tell me so when you guys write a song, how long does it take to put it out and get it from creation to the public? How long does it take? Because I think the younger musicians that are starting out, I think they want to know, how long would it take me if I wrote a song? How long would it take?
It depends what you want to do.
Okay.
My man Roger owns a record store. He wants to put out records, right? So we have to put out an album that has 10 songs that we need to figure out what's the first song on side one, what's the last song on side one, what's the first song on side two, and what's going to be the fucking last song of the album, which for this album is a 6-minute fucking power ballad.
Nice. Okay.
You got to plan this stuff out.
Absolutely.
That's what makes, listen, I just set up an entire stereo system in my basement, CD player, double cassette player, record player, and a receiver. And you know what? I've been more into music in the last couple months because I have to go pick out my CD that I want to play.
Right.
Streaming was great. Streaming's great. You can listen to everything. But if you want the full experience of an album or a record, you drop it into the CD player or onto the record player, and you take the full ride. And that's what we're still trying to do. There was a couple weeks ago where my wife, who's 8 years younger than me,
8 years, holy smokes.
Yeah, I married a puppy. Yeah.
He's wonderful.
That's bad to the bone.
Bad to the bone. We were sitting for dinner, put the kid to sleep, and I was listening to, I set everything up, and I put on Synchronicity.
Synchronicity. Oh,
right?
shit.
Put Synchronicity on. And she's like, why do you like doing this? I'm like, well, we're going to sit here and listen to it. And, you're going to go along for the ride. You're going to listen to the first song, Synchronicity 1. And it goes through the whole first side. Then you got to turn it over. And we did that. We listened to Synchronicity. We listened to the first Police album. And then we listened to 2 Phil Collins records. And I'm like, you're in it for the entire thing. You don't skip to band to band to band to band. You made the commitment to put it on. You're going to listen to the whole fucking thing.
In rock and roll, it's never been better. And to listen to the new music of today, it doesn't even compare to what we grew up with, right?
Now, who's the rock band? Who's the rock band right now?
Oh my God, I could name a few, but I'm talking about.
Come on.
Well, I don't even want to go there because I don't.
Name me one, and don't say Greta Van Fleet, please.
Good Lord, oh, God. I've been listening. You know what? It's a funny band. It kind of reminds me of Steel Panther. Remember those guys?
We love Steel Panther.
Yeah,
we just went Steel Panther. Yeah,
and they are the epitome of the '80s rock and roll. They're bringing. They're just kind of like throwing it in our face, like saying, "This is how much fun we had back in the '80s." Steel Panther is so fun to watch, and and then when I watch I see the bands like Axl Rose trying to make it back. He's trying to make it back, and and Vince Neil and some of these guys that just probably should have never been there in the first place. But they managed to hang out, do some albums, sell a lot of albums. But, the real talent today exists, and we know who it is. And it's unfortunate that a lot of these bands are in their 80s, late 70s and 80s. I'm talking about
but that's the thing.
Roger Waters. I'm talking about Roger Waters.
That's the thing. We need the new ones. Who are the new ones?
There is really no
new rock bands, man.
Yeah, I can't name.
Give me the new rock bands.
I can't even tell you a band that I really like right now, except for I have to go back to the 80s. But anyway, that's besides the point. But guys, I want to wrap up, and I want to thank you guys first of all for being on the show tonight, and thank you for joining us, Michael. I really wanted to hear.
Well, thanks for inviting me.
Oh, well,
I didn't invite you.
I told you, Roger. I told Roger to send that link out.
I did. I mentioned it to the guys.
It was late. It was a late invite.
We're not the most organized band. I'll give you that.
And I want to thank Silk City Hot Sauce for joining.
Fuck those guys.
Fuck those guys, motherfuckers. But I want to thank all of you for joining the show tonight, and I hope I didn't keep you guys out too late. And please come back to the Dean Vaughn Music Podcast Show. When you guys get a tour plan, you're coming out to Las Vegas, let me know so I can bring the crew down and we can do an interview with you guys.
Stay at your house.
Yes.
I got an RV.
At your place.
We're in.
I got an RV out front. It'll seat 5.
That place looks huge.
We're bringing, but Jeff has to come with us. Jeff has to come with us.
I'll bring the sauce.
Bring the sauce.
We'll smoke some ribs.
We'll smoke some ribs. In fact, Jeff.
Yeah, bring the smoker.
Jeff, you need to come out here. You need to come out here, man. And I want to smoke some ribs, and I want to try some of your hot sauce out. That would be badass.
Hell yeah. Thanks for having me on, Dean.
Absolutely, man. And thank you for joining the show, guys. And I'm going to wrap up. This is the Dean Vaughn Music Podcast Show. And I have Silk City Hot Sauce and All Sinners Live tonight. And thank you again for joining the show, guys.